This is Nugent Stretch, a gravel patch off of Eastern Avenue in Rockport, Massachusetts. And that's a train. But there is much more history behind this nondescript pull-off than you would think.
In the days before automobiles, there were a lot of hotels and inns from Rockport, Gloucester, Magnolia, Beverly Farms. All of those stations had big hotels along the ocean, horse and buggy distance from the station. Cape Ann in the 19th century was a huge travel destination for tourists. And when tourists would come out here, they wouldn't come out for a couple of nights. The wealthy people would come out to spend a month. In fact, a lot of the trains that came out here had baggage cars filled with trunks, steamer trunks, and so on for the people. Where the Bass Rock Station was on what's called Nugent Stretch in Rockport today, they built a railroad station there. It's roughly halfway between Gloucester and Rockport. It was the closest that you could get with horse and buggy to some of the hotels along the coast. So in the 19th century and up into the early 20th century, it was primarily a summer stop only. There's no houses around there. It was a place where people would get off to get a ride to their hotels. By the time World War I was over, the automobile was taking away traffic to the big hotels, and it was no longer feasible to keep a station there, so it was torn down at some point. But
That was former MBTA engineer Alan McMillan telling us the history behind Nugent Stretch. Nowadays, a variety of MBTA commuter rail trains pass through here. Let's take a look at some over the years in this ever-changing location. It's August 7th, 2018, and I'm stationed at Nugent Stretch for a double draft. Earlier this day, an outbound completely broke down and had to be rescued by the O10 set. O10, an MP36PH, is currently under rebuild at Motive Power Industries in Erie, Pennsylvania. Notice how overgrown Nugent Stretch was back in the day. Next up is an inbound in the winter of 2019. Watch that snow fly. Following that is from the summer of 2019. This was taken just days before Keolis turned this location into a maintenance of way work site. Much of the brush and trees in the area were taken down. Nugent Stretch is a spot very special to me, as this is the location where I saw my very first train when I was a young kid. Seeing it change so drastically over the years makes me sad for the little stretch of wilderness it once was, but at least the trains are still here. Now it's the summer of 2022, and I am standing in a pile of ballast on the first day of summer. As you can see, a completely clear area now stands to the left, allowing for a much easier shot. Seen here is an MBTA F40PH2C, number 1071. This locomotive has since been shipped off to the Motive Power Industries for rebuild, and now only 1072 remains to represent the F40PH2C family. Another summer of 2022 highlight, this time looking east. To cap off the Nugent stretch memories, here is MBTA F40PH2C number 1072 making its way into Rockport. This is very likely the last time I will ever see this type of locomotive run on the rails. It was these types of locomotives that used to rumble by when I began my rail fanning hobby here at Nugent Stretch, so they bring back a lot of memories.